Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Spider SP//D, whatever the hell that thing is, wave of Marvel Legends Daredevil, which is the black and red version of Daredevil, and it's kind of a cool figure. It does some things really well. A few things that we don't see very often at all on Marvel Legends, which is really, really cool, and then the usual things that we always see that are bad on Marvel Legends. So, there's a little bit to talk about, so let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6.5 inches, which makes him just about 16.5 centimeters. Now, this is just your standard Bucky Cap figure for the most part, so that's not too much to be surprised about. He does have a few unique parts. I'm not sure if they've been used before or not at this point. There's just so many Marvel Legends coming out almost daily, occasionally now, that I can't quite remember every single thing I reviewed, but I'm pretty sure these wraps we haven't seen on this build before. I don't think we have. And maybe we haven't seen these boots before either. Even if we have, that's okay. They're still really nicely sculpted. We actually have new feet, which is something... Come on, man. Which is something that we don't often see on the Bucky Cap mold at all. We've seen those little tiny Bucky Cap feet for forever. These are newly sculpted feet, and I really do like them. It's a nice sculpt. Alright, so now the thing that is particularly nice about this guy is some of the parts are actually matte finish. They're molded nicely and they have a matte finish, particularly the shoes. Not the boots themselves up here, they're mostly the same as always, but then we also have the wraps up here which are kind of matte finished, and then the holster. It's a small thing, I know, but it's still really nice, and I wish Hasbro would take note of that. Things that are glossy, like the rest of his suit, not glossy necessarily, but they have a bit of shine to them, not okay. Not okay. I mean, obviously we can live with it because it's a $20 figure, but it'd be so much better if they weren't shiny, so that would be great. Otherwise, this guy doesn't really have anything going on for him. We have a little bit of paint on the chest, a little bit of paint on the head, and then the tops of the boots and then the wrist things have kind of a black wash. But that's it. There's really nothing here to talk about other than being Bucky Cap. Also, I'd like to point out, if anybody doesn't believe me when I say I have the worst luck for quality control, well, you can see it for yourself. I do. Also, it's almost always on Marvel Legends, but mostly on everything, so it's kind of a problem. He does have a few cool accessories. We have interchangeable hands. We have 2 fist hands and 2 gripping hands, so that's a nice welcome addition. We also have his billy club with rope thing. Does that have a name in the comics? I don't know, whatever it is. But his 2 red billy club thingies do separate from the rope part and can go in the holster. And then the rope part is just sculpted plastic, but it has the texture of rope sculpted onto it, so that's kind of nice. It's a nice accessory to have. And that's about it. And we'll go ahead and run the articulation real quick, just in case somehow you've missed one of these figures. By now, the head looks forward and back just fine. Side to side, no problem. No real leaning, just a tiny little bit, which is fine. The head sits nicely on the body. It's one of their best examples of a good body. We've just seen it about 1,000 times now, so maybe it's time to make a new version of something like this, but it is a really solid body overall. Shoulders go all the way up, no problem, full rotation. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. Not the best range, especially with the addition of these forearm pieces, which I believe are just glued on top. They don't seem to be not glued. I can't get them to wiggle, and it's not a separate forearm piece, so I'm not sure what the deal is there. I think they're just glued on. And then we do, of course, have a wrist swivel and a hinge on either side. The ab crunch goes back 1 notch, goes forward only 1 notch. I still swear it was more articulated in the beginnings, but either way, it's functional. It's not loose or floppy this time, so that's good. The waist swivel's fine, floaty belt. Hips go all the way forward, just a little bit back, out to the side, yeah, about a little better than 45, so that's okay. We have a thigh swivel, which is fine. This is a floating piece as well. Double jointed knees, no problem there. We have a boot swivel, naturally, and then we have a really nice ankle joint. It's a little loose, but it does give you good range going back, and good range going forward, and a decent enough ankle rocker. It's probably like right in the middle of a good angle, and then of way too far of much of an angle, too much of an angle. It'll do. So yeah, it's a solid release. It's really nothing special, but if you like Black Suit Daredevil, this isn't a bad pickup, so go ahead and grab one. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up almost every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Click the subscribe button if you haven't, and if you have, make sure you click that bell, because if you don't turn on notifications, YouTube is probably not going to tell you I have a new video. So if you don't want to do any of that, just check back every morning. It's 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when my videos go live. That way you have time to watch them before work or school or whatever it is that you do during the day. And that way you'll know if there's a new video without YouTube having to maybe tell you or maybe not. Anyways, guys, that'll do it. So thanks again for watching, and in the meantime, keep collecting. It doesn't really work when I say in the meantime, not right after saying to do something else. I'll have to figure out a new way to end it, but I'm going to just end it now.